So ladies and gentlemen, just like my looks, it's time for some changes.
I was just wondering, what were your opinions on the LGBTQ plus community?
Well, I don't think it's one community.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, how could it be? You just mash together an alphabet soup. Trans is fundamentally in tension with gay, if you ask me.
We're all people, and we all should be treated like people at the same level.
But what's your opinion?
I'm personally pansexual, so I was
Okay.
just wondering what your views on same-sex couples were.
I don't have a negative view of same-sex couples, but I do have a negative view of a tyranny of the minority.
You're not gonna solve an issue by replicating your enemy and say, hey, I'm doing it for the good of the people. Because hey, you're just becoming just like them. You're a reflection of your enemy. I don't want a new enemy if I'm in the middle ground. That sucks.
So I think that in the name of protecting against a tyranny of the majority, and there are times in this country's history where we have had a tyranny of the majority, we have now, in the name of protecting against tyranny of the majority, created a new tyranny of the minority. And I think that that's wrong. I don't think that somebody who's religious should be forced to officiate a wedding that they disagree with. I don't think somebody who is a woman who's worked really hard for her achievements should be forced to compete against a biological man in a swim competition. I don't think that somebody who's a woman that respects her bodily autonomy and dignity should be forced to change clothes in a locker room with a man. That's not freedom, that's oppression. And so I believe that we live in a country where free adults should be free to dress how they want, behave how they want, and that's fine. But you don't become oppressive by foisting that on others. And that especially includes kids, because kids aren't the same as adults. And so I think adults are free to make whatever choices they want, but do not foist that ideology onto children before children are in a position as adults to make decisions for themselves.
Their argument usually is that we need to do this at an early age because if they don't take specific things in their body, they might become too masculine or too feminine in the beginning. And I just disagree. You're changing their body before it's ready. And it's permanent what you're doing to them. But you disagree. I can get that. But I still want the kids to make that choice.
And so I think a lot of the frustration in the country, and if I'm being really honest, that I also share, comes from that new culture of oppression where saying those things can actually get somebody punished.
I got demonetized.
And in my case, it's part of why it's my responsibility to say them. And I respect that you may have a different opinion, and that's okay. It's part of what makes our country great is that you and I can be civil and have this conversation, and that we live in a country that still gives us, each of us, the right to speak to a presidential candidate and back and still say that we pledge allegiance to the same nation.
Yeah, that is something that I noticed as back in the day, even if we liked each other a little, there was a part that we were a little uncomfortable about and we can be a little sarcastic and make a few jokes. That part in the middle ground has been removed and filled with only one opinion. And if you disagree, you're done.
So I think that's the beauty of our country, and that's my honest opinion.
Awesome. Well,
Thanks.
thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you for your civility as well. I appreciate it.
So to end this whole video, I believe the only way a country can go forward if everybody loves the country for the same reason. If you don't have that and you have a bunch of ideas, you're just gonna have a bunch of people just split in their opinion, friends with everybody but themselves, and in that situation everybody is the enemy of themselves, and suddenly you have a government telling you how you have to think, and usually they will promote the person that usually makes them more money. That is what I think. Let me know yours. Like, share, hit the bell notification. Peace.